Guys, I'm back with another haul. Some wood stamps that I don't believe I shared with you all yet. So I'm going to share those, and then something else that I've purchased recently that's come in. So I did purchase this snowman stamp from Unity. It's called Country Christmas Snowman from Tracy Malnofsky, IB 574. This little snowman has a ginger in his pocket, so had to get it. And he's holding a little heart. Cute. There's the red rubber cling. And then I ordered this stamp from My Sentiments Exactly. I think this one was in a lot with the snowman that I'm about to show you. If you want to pause the video to read this, feel free. There is no year on this. I don't think it's ever been used because it looks very clean. Here's the snowman, and he is from Inky Antics from Nancy Williams. So there you go. I don't think I showed those. I don't know if I showed this one. This one is a Stampin' Up! Chicken set, and it's a layering stamp. That's why it kind of looks so weird. So these two layers go on top, and there's a nest. There's a small chick and legs. I think this stamp set is new because it's not mounted. So yeah. That is the set I got. It's called Definitely Decorative Rooster. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. I don't know. I saw a sample of this in the catalog and I thought, oh, I got to try that. All right. So what did I buy next? Well, Ellen Hudson was having a birthday sale. And so she had like 20% off, I think everything if you use the code. Plus the whole store was on sale. So not only did you get a discount on the item itself, but if you added this discount code, you would get an extra 25% off. I think it was her 15-year anniversary or something. But anyway, so what I did was this. I bought a whole bunch of new markers. Why? Because I'm crazy like that. And actually, I'd heard about these markers when I took the Copic Bootcamp. The reason they're in these bags is these are the bags they came in. Here's what I did. Here's what happened. Okay, so they do sell these markers in sets. And I bought a few of the very large sets, the 96 set, which is, I believe, the largest set they have. And they have 4 of them. So you can do the math. 96 times 4 is what? There are right now a total of 400 colors. That is more than Copic has. And they are, from my understanding, they're planning on releasing another 48 of these. These are Sketchmarkers, by the way. Sketchmarker Brush Pros. I'll take the bunch out so that you can see them. And you guys might have heard of these. I'm not the expert on alcohol markers, but I've heard lots of good things about, actually, a couple of years back when I was taking the boot camp, the instructor, Jennifer Dove, she had mentioned these, and she was, playing around with these new markers, and, well, maybe new to the United States, because these are actually markers that are produced in, I believe it's Slovakia from the research I've done. The nibs are Japanese nib, so just like a Copic nib, and the production of the actual, barrel, I think might be in China. I'm not sure. But the ink is an alcohol ink. So you'll get the same sort of performance that you get from a Copic. Let me pull one of my Copics here. These are not the same color, obviously. So with the fact that they are, there are more colors, my advice, well, I kind of went off, on a tangent because they were on sale. So I tried to buy the whole set. And so I got sets 1, 2, and 3 of the 96. Set 4 would not go in my cart. So I took it out, or since I wasn't able to get it in my cart, I took out the color chart for the set 4 and proceeded to buy the colors that are in set 4. Some of them were out of stock on Ellen Hudson's site. They were not in the open stock, because you can buy one at a time, or you can buy them in sets. So And they also have them on Amazon, but Amazon doesn't have the best price. She did at the time. So when I bought them, I went through the color charts for each of for the fourth set and picked out the colors that she had in stock. And so I'm missing from that set 4, 15 markers, I believe. No, 10. 10 from that set 4. And there are a set, which Ellen Hudson did mention, of markers that are not in any of the 4 sets. So if you buy set 1, 2, 3, 4, you will not get duplicates. If you buy all those 4 sets, you still won't get the markers that she has in the list. And I don't know how many there are, but she has that list posted. It was from her newsletter. So all that to say, here is the Sketchmarker palette. I know this says $389. So I don't know if they've posted another color palette updated one. But this is what I downloaded, and it explains the numbering system. Some of it's in Russian, but there is English down here. It's you know, the same sort of quality that you might get with a Copic. Copics have gone down a little bit in quality from what we were talking about in the boot camp. The ink is the issue, I think. So you still get the, you know, you get the name information. On this side there is a sticker that has the color, but it's also on each of the ends. So you can see the size difference between this. I have all sketch markers, so the size of the cap, it's on both ends. And the difference between this is, I know it's round, but there's a stop on the lid, so it will not roll on your desk because there is a stop on both lids right here. You see these little nibs? So it will not roll off your desk. The other thing is that gray band, that's not on the brush tip. So on the Copic marker, this little gray band indicates that it's the brush tip, right? Okay, that's not the case on the Sketchmarker. And of course, the naming is totally confusing. The Sketchmarker Pro has it on the angled nib. So just know that. But the markers, like I said, there are, once they've released next year all of the marker colors, they'll be 448. So there's a difference in the number that Sketchmarker has versus Copic, because Copic only has 358. My suggestion would be is if you want some colors to fill in and you don't want to mix them yourself, like custom mix them, which you can with a Copic or with these. These also have refills. You can look at the chart that they have on their website. I know you can kind of see 3 columns here. So this on the left is the Sketchmarker color. The middle column is the equivalent Copic color, so you can see some gaps here. And then the right one is the Shinhan Touch, which I do not have. That is the color on the Shinhan set. So you can see where the gaps are, right? Because there's some white space in this image. And there's actually 3 pages. I cut this graphic up because it was too big. It would be tiny, tiny. You wouldn't be able to read any of the numbers. So I cut the graphic up so that I could see what the numbers were, since my old eyes can't really focus like that, to see actually what those numbers are. So that's how this chart is read. And it's actually one entire chart. Now, I just split the graphic up. So if you look at this, you can see the blue continues down, and it's actually 3 pages tall, sideways. So there's that. And then let's see, Ellen Hudson also did this. She has this posted on her website where I think it's, I don't know if it's her blog or what. She did the Copic here on the right and the Sketchmarker here on the left, because she carries Copics in her store. Now she's adding the Sketchmarkers as well. And you can see again, there are some gaps in her charts to signify that there is no Copic equivalent to some of these colors. So here's one, V51, which I pulled out. Funny, I pulled that out before, didn't I? Yeah. It's one of the ones I swatched here. This is V51 in the Sketchmarker. And I happen to have my Copic chart. I have the hex chart. And I truly was looking to see if there was a equivalent in the Copic text chart. And I don't believe that there is. This is the same paper that this is printed on. This is Hammermill cover weight. And you can get it by the ream. It's pretty cheap, but this is the paper that I've been using for some of my coloring. So you can see here, this is V51. What do they call it? Purple velvet. I never remember the names because I don't really care for the name. It doesn't help me any to know the name. But I don't see any color match on the Copic scale, just like it was sharing on her chart. Okay, same thing. I swatched out R40, and then this is an interesting color. This one I think was called Violet Black. So it's a super dark, almost like eggplant, super dark eggplant color. It's purple with black together. And I don't, again, the closest I could see was this RV99, but it's not really. There's a V99, but it's not exact, I don't think. And if you look through the charts that are out there, this is VB. It doesn't have a number. Violet Black. Let me look. Oh, these two go together. So what Ellen Hudson did is there's so many reds in the Sketchmarker list. It actually continues from this page onto this page. Same issue with the greens. There's so many greens that she had to create a separate page, and that's why there's only 2 charts like this that are split like that, because they continue from the previous page. The color charts, there are swatch books, I believe, in the 96 packs. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use those swatch books to color in, or if I'm going to make my own chart. I don't know. But that'll take some time for me, because I have not received the 96 packs. Those are due in this coming Friday. So I just wanted to share that with you. Like I said, I got quite a few open stock ones because I couldn't get set 4 to show up in my cart. So I went ahead and added them individually where I could, and then also added from the list of, say, I think maybe 15 markers that were not in any of the sets. That she to my cart too. And so hopefully the other place you can get these at is Marker Universe. They have had them for a couple of years now too. They have both the refills and the markers. And so hopefully I can just fill out my list of ones I'm missing with the Black Friday sale. Who knows? But these were did I actually say how much they cost me? I think after all was said and done, on average, the marker was $3.80 maybe, which is the sale price with all the discounts, cheaper than obviously a regular price Copic. These are on a regular price scale, I think they're $5.80 or $5.85, somewhere in that range, which is what Copic markers used to be, perhaps. But again, there's more colors in this range, and if you've got the Copic marker set, you're probably just fine. I'm just extra when it comes to having colors. I like to have them all if I can, even if I don't get to them anytime soon. The other thing too is the barrels of this marker. I have a plan for the storage of these, and I'm thinking to use the lighting grid option. If you guys don't know what that is, you can look it up. Years ago, I had a video where I'd switched my Copic markers over to the lighting grid storage. I made my own. The problem with that is with the Copic sketch, the lids would keep popping off when you pulled it out of the lighting grid, because these are the size that they are and the lighting grid is the size that they are. These would cause the lighting grid would cause the lid to come off, and they would get stuck down in the container, and you'd have to take every single marker out to get to the cap. I was not going to do that every time. So I switched over to one of those storage units from Our Gray Barn on Etsy. Her husband makes the MDF cuts to fit the Copic sketch markers. And they have others too. They have the refills and they have, you know, all kinds of things. So I use that for my Copics because I'm one of those people who likes to have all the markers in a order. So I just rolled off my desk because of this thing. But I'm one of those people who likes to have them in the place that they're in. I don't like to, in this case, I put the ones that I've used in this thing. But if I had to do this to hunt and peck for the right marker, that would drive me nuts. I like having them in a slotted order. They have to be in order. So with the lighting grid, these I tested out multiple times. I took that lighting grid that I had extra from my last effort for the Copics and stuck it in and out of that grid multiple times just to see if it comes out without snagging on the lid, because that's going to get annoying if it doesn't work out. And there isn't, that I know of, an actual marker case made for these markers where you're actually having like a slot for each one. So I'm going to try my hand at making, again, one of those lighting grid, what do you call it, storage units for my Michael's cart, the extra long one, because there's so many markers, and I'm going to make it so that it can hold all 448, even though I don't have them all, because I know my collection will likely grow as I add to it, and I don't want to have to redo that again. So I'm going to do that, and I think that was my share. The 3 boxes of 96 sets are coming. I have gone ahead and grouped the ones that I did get, and I think it's like 91 markers. There is a blender in here somewhere. For example, these are the V's. I'll just hold them up for you to see. And like I said, I'll go ahead and try and do the storage for these, hopefully this weekend. All right, that's it for right now, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.